Hello, welcome. My name is Robin. There's a very slight chance you might know me as the guy that fell out of the ceiling that night you worked late at the office. Don't tell anybody about me. Or do. They won't believe you. You're not even sure if you really believe what you saw that night. I've been hiding in an office building's air vents to see what it's like to have a job. Some of you might scream, "What? Why?" At first I hid under a desk, and while only seeing the bottom of people's legs might be an incredibly interesting perspective for a movie about the subjectivity of human existence, it's not a good way to learn about the life of the employed. I used to believe jobs were something that girls had so they couldn't go on dates with me. But then I learned that's because of my overbearing yet emotionally distant behavior. I wanted to know more. A job is a way to earn money, and more importantly for someone my age, who keeps ordering new comic books, a way to learn the value of money. And apparently some people think I'm always being serious, which would make me sound like an absolutely crazy person, which I am not. So anyway, I decided to hide in these vents so I can learn what it's like to work for a living. I've learned how to tell time in coffee breaks, that the office computer safe search doesn't stop the real weird stuff. And that when my friends say they're tired of working all day, that's not because of physical labor, but because of the mental toll it takes on you to do the same boring task over and over again. With the only distraction being the flickering of the fluorescent lights or the creepy sound of scuttering above your head. I also heard something about how slavery is working or you'll die, and this is working or you won't get money, and without money you'll die. And he said there was no true difference, and something about how they use movies to dumb us down and convince us we need useless shit like cars and expensive dresses. I also saw that dude miss his trash can when he tried to throw a paper ball into it, so I don't think anybody should care what he has to say. Despite this being a very small space you have to share with the spiders, rats, and a dead cat, there's a lot of fun to be had in these vents. I've been convincing a guy I'm his thoughts and feeding him ideas he should pitch. But sadly, only the guy that doesn't know the difference between airflow and stream of consciousness thinks my ideas are great. But who cares if higher-ups don't realize selling slippery knee pads for your average air-conditioned traveler on the go is a brilliant idea? Arguments like, we're an accountant firm, we don't sell stuff. And why do you spend so much time with your ear pressed against the vents? Won't stop me from getting rich one day. Other fun things about air shafting, that's what skaters call accidentally tripping into an air conditioner's company's truck, then hiding in a 65 unit because the voice outside the truck scared you, and then you fall asleep. Wake up, have no idea where you are, crawl to the few slivers of lights you can see, and when you realize where you are, decide to make lemonade of these lemons. It's fun here because I get to watch the slow development of an office romance between the guy at the desk with the football stuff and the girl with pictures of kids as her laptop background. What makes it so interesting is the woman in the room with the letters HR on the door that keeps getting mad at the guy just after he and the desktop woman had another romantic bump in the storage closet. I think someone's jealous. That might be the strongest convincement to get a job, not to constantly smell the same woman's hair, but to meet new people. Sure, I can meet new people in a lot of different ways, but if I do it through work, there isn't any awkwardness in the way that no one has to say I want to hang out. I also couldn't insecurity myself into believing I'm forcing people to be around me. The thing forcing them to be around me would be scheduling. Of course, there are downsides to being in the vents. I have to avoid the shaft that goes past the water cooler because I've already mastered my impressions of people doing Kermit and Jim Carrey impressions. There's also aspects of the working life I'm not experiencing. I don't know what it's like to come home after a day of honest work because I don't know where this office building is, and I look too much like I've been hiding in air vents for 2 weeks to ask for directions. But I am not here to find my way home, sleep in a real bed, or drink anything else than red milk. I am here to see what it's like to have a job. In a lot of ways, I think having a job would be good for me, almost just by the virtue of it being something I haven't done before. But it seems so boring and time-consuming. Time I could be spending on crawling through vents or making videos. And as someone who wants to become something like an animator, this seems like a better reason to hire me than knowing how to operate the cash register. Ah! He's real! I knew he's real! I'm part of a performance test. You have to be nice to me to show your manager you've got leadership capabilities. No, you're not. I didn't hire you. Wait, why do you sound like my brain? Did you just fall out of my ceiling? Yes. We can use someone like you doing this merger. You're hired.